Hey guys, we are going to be working on section 2 of the percents, decimals, and credit card assignment that was assigned yesterday. We're going to do 3A, 4A, and 5A together, so that way you get some free answers, which is always nice, and that way you know how to do the rest by yourselves. If you have any questions, you can always send me an email or a Google Voice text message or phone call, and I can help you out. All right, so make sure you have the assignment pulled up so that way you can get those free answers written down. All of these are going to be using the same steps. They just have different interest rates that might be applied to your credit card. And I just really want you guys to be aware of these different interest rates so that way you can choose the credit card that best works for you in the future. So when we talk about the purchase rate, this would be like the extra fee put on your balance once you are past that grace period. So you have your due date, and before the due date, there's like a 25-day window where you can pay your balance early. And if you pay it in that 25-day window, that grace period, you don't get charged this extra purchase rate. But if you pay it on the due date or past that grace period, so not late, but just on the due date, then you do get charged this extra purchase rate. That's kind of how credit card companies make money, is they apply different purchase rates and interest rates and APR and blah, 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 all onto your credit card, which costs you extra money. All right, so we're going to figure out the total balance if we have $450 on our credit card, it's past the grace period, and the purchase rate is 23.13. Here are kind of the steps that you're going to want to do. First, you're going to want to make that percent into a decimal. And we're going to do that just by moving that decimal point 2 places to the left. So if we make that percent into a decimal, we have 0.2313. So first convert to a decimal, then multiply that decimal by your balance, which in this case is 450. And when we do that, we get 0.2313 times 450. $104.085. So this is how much extra it's going to cost me just for paying it on time and not within that grace period. Okay, so instead of paying it in that grace period where I don't have that purchase rate, I am now being charged an extra $104.85. All right, so this is how much extra I'm going to be charged. In order to figure out my new total balance, I need to add my existing balance to this answer. All right, and my answer is $554.085. If you wanted to round up or down, that's absolutely fine, as long as your answer is $554 and some odd cents. All right, so that was 3A. You're going to be doing the same steps for 4A and 5A, but we're going to go through those together so you guys get those free answers and so you kind of get familiar with what the balance transfer rate is and the default rate is. So you can choose the best credit card in the future. All right, the balance transfer rate applies to balances that you transfer from one credit card to another credit card. So you might have maxed out a credit card, like a lot of people will do a balance transfer if they've maxed out one credit card and they open up a new card and then they just kind of transfer that balance over. Usually when you open up a new credit card, they give you like some promotional rate where you don't have to pay like a certain amount of interest for a certain amount of months just to get you to open up that credit card. When you do that balance transfer rate, it's going to cost you. Of course, with a credit card, it will cost you. In order to do this, you're going to do the same steps. First, you have to take that percent and make it into a decimal by moving it 2 places to the left. All right, so 3.8% transferred into a decimal is actually 0.038. Now we're going to take our decimal multiplied by our balance, which is 1,965. Ooh, this person had a lot on their existing credit card. So they transferred that from an old card to their new card. We have to multiply those together, and when we do, we get $74.67. So that's how much it costs just to transfer that money. Now we need to add that to our existing balance. And when we do that, we get a total of $2,039, and 67 cents. So that is how much it would cost just to transfer that original balance of $1,965 onto a new card. So that's what the balance transfer rate is. Last one that we're going to go over together, the default rate, and this is just a fancy way of saying a late fee or late penalty. Okay. So remember that the purchase rate was if you pay it early or on time. This one would be like if you paid it late, so past the due date. And you're going to do the exact same steps as you did for 3A and 4A. First, you have to take this percentage and make it into a decimal, and you're going to do that just by moving this decimal point 2 places to the left. So this percent actually equals 0.0468, and you're going to multiply that by your balance, which is $4,925. Whoo, that's a hefty past due bill. All right. And when we multiply that through, that's going to tell us how much that fee is just for being late. So that's not our total, it's just the added fee. And that's an extra $230.49. So that's the late payment fee. We need to add that to our original balance to figure out how much that is total. And when we do that, we get $5,155.49. So that's how much total that credit card bill would be. All right. It might help to take like a screenshot of this or write this down. With all of these, here's the steps that we did. First, we converted the percent to a decimal by moving it over the decimal point over 2 places to the left. Then we multiplied that decimal by the balance, and we added our answer to the original balance, and that's your answer. So 3 easy steps: convert percent to a decimal, multiply the decimal by the balance, add your answer to the original balance. And that's how you do 5A through C, 4A through C, and 3A through C. If you guys have any questions or need any help, feel free to ask. We'll see you later.